Have you ever felt like you're at rock bottom, with nothing but a dream and the clothes on your back? Today, we read diving into a story that starts with just that, a one-way ticket and a pair of worn-out sandals. It's a journey that proves that your starting point doesn't define your destination. Imagine this, leaving everything familiar, stepping off a bus into a city where you know no one. You've got minimal resources but a heart full of determination. That first step out of your comfort zone into the vast unknown is terrifying, but it's also the most powerful move you can make. It's the courage to say, I'm willing to start from zero for a chance at something more. Now, you're in this new place and you barely have enough for yourself. One day, you've got just half a loaf of bread and you see someone else who looks just as hungry. What do? Our hero shared that bread. It wasn't about the food, it was about connection. That simple act of kindness, of sharing when you have almost nothing, is what builds the first threads of a support network. Compassion isn't a luxury for when you're rich. It's the tool that opens doors you never even knew existed. In the beginning, he worked as a delivery person and got lost all the time. It was a huge weakness. Instead of getting frustrated, he started paying attention. He meticulously learned every alley, every shortcut, every hidden corner of the city. Soon, he wasn't just a delivery guy, he was a living map. People started relying on his incredible knowledge. He turned a daily frustration into an invaluable skill, proving that true mastery comes from paying attention to the world right in front of you. This deep, practical knowledge became his first piece of professional credibility. While others rested during their breaks, he was on a different mission. He'd collect discarded newspapers and magazines, not for the pictures, but for the words. He taught himself English painstakingly, one headline at a time. He knew that complaining about his circumstances wouldn't change anything. The only thing he could control was his own value. He was constantly looking for ways to upgrade his skills, using whatever resources he could find, no matter how humble. It's a powerful reminder. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity to learn. Create it yourself, then disaster struck. A serious injury left him unable to do his physically demanding job. For many, this would be the end of the road. But for him, it was a forced pivot. Confined to his bed, he couldn't run around the city, so he started running his mind. He devoured books on business theory, management, and strategy. This period of physical limitation became a time of incredible intellectual growth. He was forced to transition from manual labor to mental labor, a shift that would lay the foundation for everything that came next. One day, while cleaning, he found a wallet packed with cash. At that time, that money could have solved all his problems. He could have paid his rent, bought food for a month, maybe even fixed his worn-out sandals. The temptation was immense, but he didn't hesitate. He tracked down the owner, a prominent businessman, and returned it. The businessman was stunned. He saw a man who, despite his poverty, possessed an invisible asset more valuable than any amount of cash: integrity. That act of honesty built a bridge of trust to a powerful mentor, a connection that money could never buy. When it was time to start his own business, everyone advised him to chase the latest urban trends. Open a trendy cafe, start a tech company, they said. But he looked back at his roots. He thought about the unique flavors of his hometown, the dishes his mother used to make. He decided to open a small eatery serving the food of his childhood. It wasn't fancy, but it was authentic. It was him. And because it was so unique, it stood out. He taught us that your greatest competitive advantage isn't in copying others, it's in embracing what makes you you, your heritage, your story. That's your superpower. Building this dream wasn't easy. It meant long nights and early mornings. It meant missing birthdays, holidays, and family gatherings. The loneliness and homesickness were a constant ache. He had to learn to suppress those feelings, to practice a kind of emotional discipline. He knew that to achieve his long-term financial goals, he had to make short-term sacrifices. Success always demands a trade-off. It asks what you're willing to endure today for the life you want tomorrow. Just as his business started to thrive, a competitor, driven by jealousy, sabotaged his kitchen, ruining his supplies and his reputation. He could have screamed, blamed the world, or sought revenge. Instead, he took a deep breath, rolled up his sleeves, and got to work fixing the problem. He personally went to every supplier, every customer, and made things right. He didn't waste energy on blame. He focused it all on the solution. How you respond to betrayal and failure doesn't just show your character, it defines your potential as a leader. Years passed, the one-way ticket and worn-out sandals were distant memories. He was successful, with a thriving business and financial security. People expected him to buy a flashy car or a luxury apartment, but his definition of success had changed. He went back to his hometown, not in a sports car, but with a blueprint. His ultimate goal wasn't to own things, it was to build things that matter. He used his fortune to build a new school for the children in his village. He understood the ultimate truth. Real success isn't measured by what you have, it's measured by what you give back. It's only truly complete when it creates value for the entire community. So, from a one-way ticket to building a school, this journey teaches us that true wealth is built on courage, kindness, integrity, and resilience. It reminds us that no matter where you start, you have the power to write your own incredible story. Thanks for watching today. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and share this message with someone who needs to hear it. We'll see you in the next video.